Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to another Comic Collectibles preview show. That's right, because every Monday night over at The Experience, link in the description below, I am there with Rex and John from Dynamic Forces / Dynamite Entertainment, bringing you great offers on comic books and great discussion. Rex, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Robbie?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to preview some of the stuff that's coming out and coming up on Wednesday or on Monday's show. And also just have a great conversation. I love chatting with you, Rex. We were talking about basketball before we went live here.
Absolutely. At some point we got to meet up at a con and sit down and break some bread and really kind of do what we do on the air, which is basically just talk about anything that comes to mind. I know that your Dallas Cowboys are facing the Minnesota Vikings this week, right?
This week's the bye week, but that will be the week after.
Not this week, but the next week, the bye week, after the bye week. But that should be an interesting battle. You never know what you're going to get with the Vikes. They're what are they, 3-3?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to them because I've been so just blown away by my Cowboys performance this year. It's been amazing.
Well, I was on AR show yesterday. And, as you know, AR is a big Eagles fan because, he's from this area.
Yeah.
And he said something interesting. He basically takes offense that you're a Cowboys fan. He mentioned it on his show. But I thought it was interesting. He said, he'd like to see you guys win the division, okay, and go to postseason because he figures that'll be more satisfying because you guys are usually one and done in postseason. So.
Oh, I see. By the way, AR, I am not offended that you're an Eagles fan, so it's interesting that you'd be offended that I'm a Cowboys fan, but it's all right. We all got our problems.
And said from the team that's leading the division. Okay, fair enough. Touche. I'll mention that to AR. Okay.
Yeah, you be sure to. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on his channel at some point, I think in November or so, and now it's going to be rather contentious when that happens.
You should just rename the show Sports Center because I'm pretty sure that's where that conversation's going.
You know it. But yeah, I love the sports talk, and we should get together, break some bread. Speaking of breaking bread, I did follow John's Instagram, and you're right. I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry right now.
I told you to eat before you checked his Instagram, before you started following him.
He's got
eat first.
Mac and cheese hamburgers on there, like hot dogs, like amazing looking stuff that I'm just like, whoa.
I'm telling you, he knows everybody in the food business in our area. There is a place called Tony Luke's that makes really, really good cheesesteaks. A little bit after the more mainstays of Pat's King of Steaks and Geno's. But Tony Luke's came onto the scene, many years ago, and Tony Luke, they talk. He gives advice. He knows his stuff. When you talk about the food business, the man knows his stuff. That's for sure. And he knows Dynamite comics too, no doubt.
Yeah, he does, right? And he knows not only food, but he knows how to take pictures of it, right? He could get a job just taking pictures of food for like magazines and stuff like that because it looks absolutely amazing.
You know what's funny is he didn't start blogging or doing YouTube videos or anything like that with comic books, believe it or not. He actually has a pretty big, long resume with different kinds of food podcasts and food shows that he did in the past. And they're phenomenal. So the man knows how to sell you the food. That's for sure. I'm not even, now the fact is he's never brought me anything to eat, which I kind of resent now because, we're coworkers, we're buddies. How are you going to send me a picture of that? I mean, he'll actually message me pictures, and I'm thinking, why don't you just bring that on Wednesday and Monday nights? Why are you sending me a picture? It's so mean.
Hey, look at this awesome cheesesteak I just made that I'm eating that I'm not going to share with you, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, come on. What is this?
We're going to have to get that guy on Hell's Kitchen. I'd love to see how he handles himself there.
Yeah, right? That would be interesting. Now, that would be an interesting show. I'd be tuned in. I'd be riveted. But,
yeah.
And I just want to say, anybody that is watching the show, definitely like, subscribe. I'm sure if they're watching this show, this preview show, they've watched your other videos. Please, you know that Robbie has great content, very knowledgeable, and covers everything that is pop culture related. So definitely subscribe, thumbs up, if you like what you're seeing there.
Well, thank you very much, Rex. Those are some kind words. I appreciate that. And yes, everybody, like, share, and comment. Comment below because We're doing another giveaway, aren't we, Rex?
We are, and we're getting to the point where we're doing so many giveaways. I get confused who won what. We were just talking about it, before the show started. So what we're doing is to try and just get our viewers engaged, because that really makes a show. But if you post something in the chat boards for Robbie's show tonight, then you will be automatically entered into a drawing, and we will announce the winner when Robbie's on our experience show on Monday night. And the prize will be a limited edition variant comic, premium variant comic that has a suggested retail price of $50 or more. And we've been doing it with great success. It's always fun to announce the winner, and see the reactions that people get. We do it as a thank you to the viewers for both, Robbie's show, our show, but also to kind of hopefully get our viewers engaged, because that's when we have the real fun, And I encourage, if there's something you want to see or something that you want to see on our show, a specific title or, a specific CGC graded comic, whatever it may be, let us know. If we can do it, we'll definitely try.
Absolutely. So before we get into the preview, once again, comment on this video. You'll be entered to win the contest. We'll announce that winner on Monday night's show. And we're going to announce the winner right now of the chat from Monday night's show.
Yes.
What are they going to win, Rex?
Well, hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So they are going to win the Invincible Red Sonja #2, Amanda Connor limited edition Virgin variant cover with a suggested cover price of $50. So that will go to whomever wins after you hit the randomizer. Nice. Still hoping we'll get the big Price is Right wheel.
Yeah, we want the big wheel. But for now, all we got is Rockin Robbie's revolutionary randomizer of another R word that would sound cool. Anyway, so let's figure it out right now. Clicking the button. It's randomizing. Chamorro Cinema.
Oh, Chamorro. He's usually joining our show. Chamorro, congratulations, buddy. And we'll get this out to you ASAP. And let me just make a note that you are the winner.
Heck yeah.
And beyond that, I want to thank Chamorro. He's been joining. I know he watches your show religiously, and he's been joining our show on Monday nights, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate all our viewers, and we talk about this, Robbie, what we're trying to accomplish here. Guys like yourself, guys like AR, we're all one big community, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to grow, comic collectibles, the comic readers hobby. And we also want to support local comic book shops. They are the bedrock of the industry, and without them, you really don't have comics. I mean, we love publishing comics at Dynamite, but without the local shops, where are the comics going to go? How do we get them in your hands? And keep in mind that sure, you can buy these things online and everything else, but there's a one-on-one experience you see at your local comic shop that, obviously a lot of people have been missing. And I remember John, I think it was last week, gave us a tally of the number of local comic book shops that have closed across the country. And it's frightening. It really is. Keep in mind, these are local businesses that pump money right back into your local economy. And not only that, they're great places to meet people that have similar interests, chat about the comics, chat about cheesesteaks, beer, Dallas Cowboys, whatever you want. But, somebody that you share a hobby with. And, it can be anybody from all walks of life.
Yeah, comic shops are vitally important to our community, and they're kind of like the churches, the synagogues, the mosques of this comic book community. It's where we gather, it's where we fellowship, it's where we have our discussions on why Superman could totally beat the Hulk, but why also the Hulk could probably totally beat Superman and things like that. So
exactly.
And we bring that conversation. I think you guys do that very well on the shows on Monday with me, and then on Wednesdays with AR, and then is it Friday nights they do the original art show?
The original art show, right. So Robbie joins us every week on Monday nights from 6 to 8 on The Experience. And we have to have Robbie because between John and I, we need an expert, somebody that actually knows stuff. So that's why we bring, Robbie onto the show. Wednesdays, also from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, we do the show with AR Comics, who also acts as our industry expert, because between John and I, there's not a whole lot of knowledge that floats between us.
As much of an expert as he can be being an Eagles fan. Let's just be honest, okay?
No, exactly. So, and then on Friday nights, we have original art, the original art experience from 7 to 8 Eastern time with Nick and John. And if you are an original art collector, there's some great stuff. Even if you're not a buyer, it's a great show to watch because if you're into original art, you're going to see some very rare, some very, and original art's all one of a kind. So you're going to see some really great stuff from guys like Jim Aparo and just legendary creators.
That's awesome. And also, I do know that Nick is going to be over at Jim and Collectibles on Saturday night. Jim
That's
is
right.
doing an auction with Barry Gary and Comic 101 or Comic Tom 101, and Nick's going to be there too. So
Yes,
I was asked to be there, but I'm going to be out of town. So
you're going to a horror con, right?
I am. I'm super excited. Kane
So
Hodder,
on Monday,
Bruce Campbell.
on Monday, we'll expect us to hear a full report on your experience at the horror con.
Yeah, you'll get a full report. I could probably even send y'all some pictures.
That'd be awesome. Make sure to do that. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Between John and I, we haven't been in a con in over 2 years. So, we're excited to hear the reports. We want them to come back. Unfortunately, right now, with everything that's happening in the world, it's a difficult prospect. But, we're hoping that they come back and would love to hear a firsthand report, eyewitness report.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there. This community, this comic book industry, we're strong. We've been through ups and downs like crazy. If we made it through the 90s, we can make it through this, right?
You got that right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's coming up this Monday show. Always great stuff, exclusive covers, signed copies, CGC, remarks. What we got, Rex?
Let's start off with a bang, and I'm not even sure if it was on the list that I had sent you, but we're going to have a bunch of King Spawns available, and we've got this one that we'll have available. And I know that Robbie has a better picture of this, so he'll flash that up during the show. But these were signed by Todd McFarlane, and it comes with a special certificate of authenticity from CGC. So if you send it to CGC with this cert, you'll get it slabbed, graded, and it will automatically get the yellow tag. It'll be a graded signature series. We will also have King Spawn already graded and slabbed CGCs available on Monday night. So that'll be fantastic. And, along with that, we have our usual collection of the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, which I love, which has been real popular. It's 10 Dynamite titles, random titles that you're going to get with a cover price of no less than $3.99 per cover. And you'll get 10 of them. So it's got a suggested retail of $40, and we're selling them for $5. And really, I can guarantee you nobody's making any money off of this deal. Certainly not us. But the idea is to get the titles into people's hands, to encourage people, if you are thinking about collecting comics, or you are already a collector, but you're looking for new titles. This is an affordable way to get them in your hands. 50 cents, pretty much 50 cents a comic.
Yeah. And
to kind of grow that readership. And, for us, if you haven't read Dynamite titles, I think you're missing something. I think this is a great affordable way to kind of find out what Dynamite's all about. But beyond that, if you are a new collector starting your collection, this is a great way to get started. 10 comics right away. It's almost like your bargain bin box. So we love that item. We have signed comics such as Venom the End #1. We have Maestro War and Pax #1 signed by Peter David. This is a good one. Joker 80th Anniversary 100-page Super Spectacular #1. Elite Gold Signature Series signed by Greg Capullo. This is just some of the things that we're going to have on the air. And then we always have my favorites, and we're starting to turn you into a fan as well, John and I, Ken Hazer remarks, which are absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen one, definitely tune in on Monday night to check it out, because the man is unbelievable in a range of his ability in terms of art. We also have a remark signed and remark, Amazing Spider-Man #544 by Randy Emberlin. And, we'll have other graded comics beyond the King Spawn. And the reason we bring the graded comics is definitely there's a huge collector base out there for the slab and graded comics. We know that, and we've talked about this probably on our shows as well, that unfortunately a lot of these grading companies have gotten backed up due to the pandemic. I think, everybody being stuck in their house, finally having an opportunity to go in their attic or basement or whatever and look through their collection, and they've been submitting it because you've been stuck at home and there's only so many things you can binge watch at any given time. And, places like CGC, they're having the same issues as every other industry in terms of staffing issues and so on and so forth. And then this huge volume of submissions. I think I read somewhere somebody had actually posted in one of the chat boards, it might have been the CGC chat board, that they thought CGC should stop taking submissions to catch up. Don't think they're going to do that, but by the same token, I know that they had a press release about expanding their physical space. I think they're moving to a 21,000 square foot facility. They're adding employees, but there's a lag time. I know one of our regular viewers, Dave, he had sent something in April and got it maybe two weeks ago. So there's definitely a backlog. When we present you something, there's one. We generally only bring one of a particular item, a collectible item, when we do our shows, and you're going to be guaranteed so that the grade will be a 9.8 or a 9.6. The vast majority of the stuff that we do is a 9.8. So I can tell you that we'll have Doomsday Clock number 1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. We'll have a Miles Morales Spider-Man number 25 variant cover, CGC graded 9.8 on the show as well. So just anything that a collector could want. And we're hoping that, we're trying to bring you comics at a reasonable price. And when you get your comics, hopefully it turns you into a real collector. You patronize your local comic book shop. You send them your pull list, and you're there. And reading more comics, collecting back issues, whatever the case may be. So hopefully, we're helping to grow the industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate what you all do. And these books that you guys are offering, I mean, we're talking signatures by legendary creators, John Romita Jr., Greg Capullo, Todd McFarlane. I see on here that we got a Dark Knight Returns number 1 ultra limited black foil New York Comic-Con Virgin variant, CGC graded 9.6. That's awesome. That's such a cool book.
And the upside is there's no wait time. And I know one of the things is whenever somebody sends in something for submission to be graded and slabbed, I would say the vast majority of times when it comes back, the grade that it gets is always lower than the anticipated grade when you send it in.
Yeah.
That's just human nature in a sense. When you get the books that we're offering that are CGC graded and slabbed, you're guaranteed. You know exactly what you're getting. And there's no wait time, and there's no cost in getting it packaged, sending it out, filling out the submission paperwork, then waiting. Unfortunately, we don't know what the lag time is anymore. I've heard at one point, I think it was 4 to 6 months, but at this point, I think they're getting better. But, there's still that wait, and then who knows what kind of grade you're going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. And John will be excited about this. I see we got a Shadow Green Hornet, Dark Knights number 1, high-end Alex Ross artboard, ultra limited cover. I mean, that hits so many things for John in particular.
And I didn't tell him about that. And the main reason was because I think we have a high representation on Monday of Batman titles. So to kind of ease him off, I threw out a Green Lantern title for him to kind of smooth over the pain. If you haven't watched our show, John is of the opinion that the character of Batman is a little overexposed. So we have fun with that. But that's the whole show. We'll egg each other on. We'll there'll be some stone busting along the way, but that's part of the fun. And that's what we're trying to recreate, that conversation that, if you haven't been going physically to your local comic book shop, we're hoping to recreate that. There are a lot of shows out there where a lot of comic claim shows where, and they do a great job, but they're just flashing up comics one after the other. And the viewers are there specifically to buy. There's very little talk, very little banter. It's specifically for sales, and that's great. And they do a great job. And I watch those shows as well. But we're hoping to bring something a little bit different, more of we have great comics at a great price to offer you. We try to cover every category, whether it be graded and slabbed, signed, remarked, variant covers, incentive covers. So we try to bring you a good mix of everything, but at the end of the day, we also want to recreate that experience that you see in your local comic book shop of the conversation, the back and forth. As you said, can the Hulk beat Superman type of conversations, and to kind of recreate for those that really cannot get to the local comic book shop. So think of us as your virtual comic book shop, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the conversation takes so much of a priority, we sometimes forget to get to the books.
I know.
But
it depends on whatever we go off on a tangent,
I know.
whatever the topic is. I think we covered the history of spam one show.
Yeah.
Which was very interesting.
I was surprised at how much of a spam historian you and how much of a historian you are for spam. And then John's like, oh, I can make tacos. We can do barbecue. We can do all this with spam. And I'm like, I just fry it up and eat it with eggs, man.
Well, let me tell you, you're missing out there, Robbie. Okay, there are many ways to use spam. Mine comes from more of a cultural standpoint. John is there is nothing. I mean, you can be from any part of the country and he can tell you what that part of the country is famous for in terms of food. And it is absolutely amazing the knowledge that he has. So,
yeah, the first time I was on there with you guys, he was like, where are you from? I was like, Alabama. He goes, white barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I'm like looking at him like, whoa, dude, you're for real. So, when you join us, the conversation could be just about anything. And that's part of the fun. And, maybe on Monday we will bring up since John's not here, I'd like to get his reaction about can Hulk beat Superman? And then we can throw Green Hornet in there and see what his reaction is to that.
I don't think Green Hornet's going to stand a chance against either of those two, right?
I know, but wouldn't it be funny to see John trying to somehow rationalize that?
He probably could. We could get him really going on Green Hornet versus Batman. You may have heard that one from him before.
Oh, are you kidding me? He's trying to convince Nick that Green Hornet should be a weekly, a weekly thing, that we should be publishing an issue every week as opposed to, So he's always pushing for that. But, and again, we're talking about doing remotes. Hopefully, if Robbie ever makes it to this part of the country, we're talking about, thanks to John with his extensive connections in the area, we're talking about maybe doing a show at a brewery. Bring all our comics over there and belly up to the bar and, do that and order some cheesesteaks and have a good time there.
You give me enough warning on that. I may be able to go to one of my local breweries because I know some of the people that run those, and we could do it like remote from two different breweries at the same time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That would be interesting too. We would have to depend on you for the technology end of that, but yes, no, absolutely, that would be fantastic.
The technology end would be terrible. I'd just be on my phone and I'd be like, and they'd be like, I don't know what he said, but that looks like a good beer. But the other thing that's been really fun, Rex, about these last few weeks is that Nick has gone crazy and he keeps like doing different things. Like there was the offer bit right? So that used to be all claims and now there's certain of them that you can do offers on and the best offer at the end of the night wins. And then this last week he did this thing where if you're there in the first 20 minutes, there's going to be like a doorbuster deal. And so you don't even know what's going to actually happen because Nick likes to just do crazy stuff.
Exactly. And the idea with best offer takes it, that type of stuff. We kind of introduced that because what we're really after, our show is very different than say traditional TV or whatever the case may be. What we're trying to do is, get more engagement from our viewers, on the chat boards, because that really, the engagement with our viewers really makes the show. I mean, it gives us topics to talk about. We get some great questions from the viewers. A lot of times you get questions directed at you, Robbie, because everybody who watches us regularly knows you're the expert. Don't bother asking me and John if it's not about cheesecakes, beer, or the Eagles. So it's been great. So we like to encourage that, and certainly when we do the offers starting at $1, best offer takes it. It certainly increases the engagement, and that helps the show, and it makes it more fun.
Absolutely. It's a super fun show. I hope you guys join us Monday night over at The Experience. There is a link to that channel below, and sub up to them because they got a lot of great content, lots of really cool stuff to bring you that kind of vibe and feel of hanging out at a comic shop pretty much almost all the time. I mean, you could just be like, you just have it on all the time. It's like you're at the shop all the time, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. So, definitely tune in Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, and you'll catch me, John, and Robbie, Rockin Robbie, on our show with the comics. Keep watching Rockin Robbie's station as well, Pop Culture Philosophers. Great content there. Man really knows his stuff and is very entertaining. If he wasn't, we wouldn't have him on the show. He fits right in with the craziness that goes on here.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Rex. All right, everybody, be sure to remember to comment below on this video right here, and we will announce the winner of the contest on Monday's show. So all you got to do is comment below, and you're entered to win. We'll announce that on Monday night, and it's going to be a fun show. Rex, thanks for joining us again.
My pleasure, and have fun at the HorrorCon, and make sure you have a report for us on Monday.
Oh, will do, bro. Y'all have a good one out there, PCP Army. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Station.